Today's game on KFJB-TV is sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors, Members First Community Credit Union, Van Wyck Wood Builders.
Marshalltown Bobcats open the 2025-26 season at home inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse, coming off a 9-14 season. Looking to get the foot off on the right foot here tonight as they host the South Tama Trojans on KFJB-TV. Heitman up court to Bowie. Bowie loses the basketball. Layup counted. It's good. Wow. Left wide open, and boom! Knocks that one down. She goes inside. Wow, what a scoop and score by Amira Johnson. And here comes the Bobcats. Oh, Billy Heitman up top to Georgia Jansen, up off the glass, and good. It's the bump in the bucket. Welcome back into the Roundhouse. Brian Lewis, Dylan Dose alongside me as we finally tip off the season. You got to look at the girls basketball team getting ready to go here tonight against the Trojans. A year ago in this matchup, obviously we were excited, get the season going. Bobcats started off a little bit slow, but the anticipation, a lot of those girls that have been starting since a freshman season, they're now juniors and seniors. Anticipation's high for this squad.
I think it really is. Watching back last year's opening game, this team looks the same but also completely different. Amira Johnson out most of all last year, and if you don't have your point guard mixing it all up, it really becomes hard to be consistent offensively. But they're also building off the best defensive team they've had in 40 years, giving up just under 38 points a game. Looking for them to take that next step up. I know coaches have high hopes. I know we have high hopes. Does it come down, do the girls have those same expectations that those around it? They're going to have to be able to step up, impose their will, and tonight is a game that you have to do that. This is a winnable game, and it should be one where you can impose your will. Frankie Long should have a field day.
Yeah, that is for sure. We'll go inside the matchup between the Trojans and the Bobcats when we come back. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, AssuredPartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, AdlandEngraving.com, Assured Partners, Power through Partnership, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, and Brown Shoe Fit, with you every step.
Season tip-off tonight between the Bobcats and the Trojans of South Tama. Time to go inside the matchup. This one here tonight, South Tama last year, 2-20. Best season in a while, but obviously just 2-20. They compete in a tough Walmart conference. These two teams matched up to begin the season. Bobcats went to the free throw line 47 times. If they can do that here tonight, I bet they are the winning squad again.
Yeah, they're just the size differential, and that's really Frankie being aggressive on the line, and they're going to have to make free throws. Really what the Bobcats struggled with South Tama last year was when they went from player-on-player to a zone defense, Marshalltown looked really stagnant. Marshalltown's going to have to continue to intentionally attack on the offensive end. But when you flip over to South Tama, they've got some younger guards, Olivia Holla, you have Diane Kayana, along with both Ridow girls. They've got some young talent. Riley Ridout's the lone starting senior. They've got some talent, but they're going to have to win from the perimeter and get into passing lanes and turn the Cats over early and often to win this one.
As inside the matchup, coming up, our pregame chat with head coach Brian Murphy. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
Back in on the countdown to tip-off right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV. Now joined by head coach Brian Murphy. Coach, practice started at the beginning of this month. You rounded out here with a home opener against South Tama. You've matched up now 4 years in a row here tonight against this smaller school just to the east. And, there's been some really good games. Last year went down to the wire. Always kind of a good measuring stick to get out of the gate and see where your team lines up. How do you feel coming in kind of year over year from a year ago today?
We feel pretty good overall. We bring a lot of our core back. We have a lot of returning, not only letter winners, but also upperclassmen. So from a leadership standpoint, from an experience standpoint, we feel really good. And we're kind of at that point in the season where we're running out of people to scrimmage, so it's time for the actual thing to happen.
Yeah, that is for sure. All right, so you come into tonight, you mentioned it, a lot of players back. A lot of these juniors and seniors have been playing since they've been a freshman. What kind of step do you look, or have you pushed them, or maybe it's themselves kind of driving themselves for that ultimate success that this girls basketball team just seems like year over year just keeps improving and getting better?
I think the biggest thing for all of our girls to recognize is, we really are a balanced squad, and we have a lot of girls that fill different roles, and it's really important that everybody fill their role consistently, kind of regardless how the game goes, because we know, most teams coming in, they're going to focus on Frankie, and a team like South Tama, and a lot of teams we face, they really can't guard her one-on-one, and that immediately opens things up for everybody else. So we really are pushing everybody to look for their own opportunities. That recognition is going to be really important, where as soon as they collapse, we know we have shooters on the outside. We have girls that can drive, get to the rim, then kick out. So that recognition is going to be big, and then the confidence to attack, because we really feel like on any given night we could have 6 different leading scorers, and that's something that we want to really make sure that we promote all season.
Despite the other team knowing that Frankie Long is that focal point, she still led the team in rebounds, block shots, just continued to put together a really good season last year, especially rebounding and on the defensive end. How does she really kind of add that aspect of the offensive game when she is, traditionally getting almost double teamed down there in the paint?
Yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with on both ends. I think the thing that is underrated about her is her strength, where, a lot of her fouls come because once contact occurs, she's going to win every time. There's a lot of times where she's going for a rebound and suddenly somebody else is on the floor. And so a lot of that just comes down to her picking her spots really intelligently and understanding that if somebody's got position, even just that instinct to go get the ball, sometimes you have to be smart. And so, the big thing with her is she's got to recognize her opportunities and not hesitate, go quick. And then at the end of the day, when the ball's in the air, we feel good about her getting it and putting her back up.
Your team last year struggled a little bit getting it in the front court early on in the season, but when Amara Johnson came back and played, that kind of helped put another player in the mix. What's it been like in practice to have her pretty much at full strength this year heading into a new season?
Yeah, I mean, Amara adds a dynamic that we were certainly missing last year. I mean, she's a one-person fast break. I mean, when she gets the ball, whether it's off the rebound or off the outlet, I mean, she can generate offense by herself. And the ability to create in that way where, once she's going, even if she doesn't score, she forces the defense to react. And the ability to put pressure offensively in transition, and certainly at the other end of the floor, I mean, her ability to then put pressure defensively herself is something that we're really excited to unleash this year with all of the length behind her. So she's somebody we're really happy to have back, and I know she's probably happier to be back than we are. So. Yeah.
You had a preseason scrimmage recently. You ended up winning that one. A little bit of a slow start as any basketball team early on in the season, trying to find your flow. But what kind of stood out on tape from looking back at that one that you liked that your team did well early on?
I think the thing that I was most proud of from that game is the way that we eventually responded and read the game. Oski came out with some full court pressure, not something we had spent a lot of time on in practice, but our girls really responded. And by the end of the night, some of our best offensive possessions were breaking the press where, 3 quick passes, we got a layup on the other end. So our ability to kind of read and respond to something that we hadn't had a chance to practice, and that is varsity basketball where you prepare for as many things as you can, but sometimes you walk in and they catch you off guard, and our girls did a really good job of responding and ultimately I think overcoming some of our own rust and our own jitters where, I think we missed 3 bunnies at the rim to start the game where we're down 0-3 instead of up 6-2. So that's going to be something we've got to make sure we avoid tonight as well.
Heading into this one against South Taven County, they really challenged you. They had a bunch of steals last year in this matchup. Also committed a lot of fouls. You went 47 times to the free throw line. How key is those little things in this game going to be? Not turning it over, knocking down those free throws, that kind of thing. Yeah,
at the end of the day, we've got to make sure that we force them to beat us and we don't beat ourselves. I mean, we put ourselves in some tough spots, and it is always funny going back a year later watching the film from last year where some of the players physically don't look the same, but certainly from a skill standpoint as well, where we were making decisions that I haven't seen them make probably since that game. So that is something we've got to be really locked in on right away, is not trying to make the home run play right away, having the patience to run 15, 20, 25 seconds of offense to make sure the defense is working harder than we are in offense. And that's something that we know how to do, but now it's the consistency of doing it play after play, night after night, and that's what you hope an experienced group will bring to the table.
We might get tired of saying Ridout this game. There's Scout, there's also Riley, and their first-year head coach is Mom Laura Ridout as well. And so she was the assistant a year ago, so she's very familiar with this program. She was previously at North Tama. What do you know they do well, behind her collectively? Because it seems like, much like Marshalltown, bringing back quite a bit of a core from that group a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we don't know a lot. We've made some educated guesses, but we're certainly expecting full court pressure. We're expecting to try to pick up full court because, from a size standpoint, we know that's our advantage, and certainly any team looking at us is going to try to pick us up full court and not let us get into a half court offense. So that would kind of be the thing we anticipate, and then from there, kind of physical, scrappy defense and trying to make us earn every bucket and not get second chance points. So knowing that, now we got to make sure we execute on our end.
It's a basketball kind of night. I mean, the cold front came through. We're cold. We're ready to go, Brian.
Yep. And we're ready to get off the practice floor. So, yeah, that's for sure.
Good luck tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that is Brian Murphy. Coming up, we will check out our starting 5 for each squad. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Fall is officially delicious at your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. Try the all-new maple cookie shake, sweet, creamy, or dive into the ultimate duo, the Oreo Reese's Blizzard Treat. 2 icons, 1 cup, pure magic. Craving pumpkin spice everything? The Pumpkin Pie Blizzard Treat is back, loaded with real pumpkin pie pieces and topped with whipped cream and nutmeg. Or keep the summer vibes going with the Choco-Dipped Strawberry Blizzard Treat, a vacation in every bite. Hurry in, these fall flavors won't last forever. Happy tastes good at your Marshalltown Dairy Queens.
Back in on the countdown to tip-off, the Trojans and the Bobcats here tonight on KFJB-TV. Time now for tonight's starting lineups, all brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you while we deliver the starting lineup. First off, for the South Tama Trojans, 2-20 a year ago. They went 0-16 in the Walmack West. First-year head coach Laura Ridout. This team a year ago averaged 30 points per game, giving up 56.5. Starting lineup will go like this. It'll be Olivia Holla, the 5'4 junior. 10 points, 4 steals in this matchup to tip off the season last year against the Bobcats. Kaisia Capeu, 5 points per game a year ago. 5'2 sophomore, 6 points, 3 steals, and a guard a year ago in this matchup against the Bobcats. Number 4, Scout Ridout, 5 points per game, 4 rebounds per game for the 5'8 sophomore 1 year ago. Maddie Boriski will get the start tonight. A 5'9 junior, did not play a year ago. She'll play at guard. And number 10, Riley Ridout, 5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds per game. A 5'8 senior, 10.7 rebounds last year in this matchup against the Bobcats. Still in that starting 5, a lot of familiar names we saw a year ago.
I think quite a bit so, but they have one of those interesting things. Their leading returning scorer is going to be coming off the bench because Diane Kiana was the one who led them in almost 8 points a game. So just because you're going to the bench on this South Tama team doesn't mean you're going to a lack of scoring punch.
Correct, that is for sure. All right, for Brian Murphy in his 7th year for the Marshalltown Bobcats, 9-14 last year. They went 1-7 in the Iowa Alliance North. And, of course, coming off of a victory a year ago in this matchup, 52-49, looking to do that once again. Talking to Megan Heitman, assistant coach. Talked about that scrimmage against Oskaloosa. Started off slow, but really liked some things that they saw during that game. And this is going to be a squad that's going to look to really be at full strength compared to a year ago when they were without their starting point guard, Amara Johnson.
Yeah, I think so. And it's one of the beauties of a jamboree style that the girls play is you get those first game nerves out of the way in a game that doesn't matter. But with Amara Johnson making everything cook, I think that will just step up number 20, Millie Heitman. I anticipate her having a huge senior year, and of course we know what Frankie can do. But they really, talking to coach in practice a week ago, not just are they more strong in the rotation, they just have more practice players, so they feel like even their practices are more competitive than they've been in years past.
All right, let's take a look at the Bobcats starting lineup as you see on your screen on KFJB-TV. Amara Johnson, number 3, 5'2 junior. She dropped down an inch from a year ago. That's how you know those rosters don't mean anything.
Yep.
As far as the listing of the heights.
If I was in the roster, Amara would be 5'9", Millie'd be 5'11". That's how I'd do it.
Amara Johnson, 4.4 points per game a year ago. Only played in 7 games, but was very pivotal when she was in the lineup. Number 11, Kinsley Bowie, a 5'7 senior. Started 18 games last year. She averaged 2.9 rebounds per game as well as 5.2 points per game. Number 20, Millie Heitman, 5.2 points per game a year ago, 49% at the free throw line, a 6'1 senior. She started all 23 games last year. Number 23, Georgia Jansen, a 5'11 senior, started 19 and played in all 23 a year ago, 4.6 points per game and 4 rebounds per game. And number 44, Frankie Long will round out the lineup for head coach Brian Murphy. She averaged 6.9 points per game, averaged 8.2 rebounds per game. She finished the season a year ago with 72 blocks and 189 rebounds, leading the team. She had 8 points and 7 rebounds against South Tama a year ago in this matchup. That is tonight's starting lineups. The Bobcats a year ago, 33 points per game offensively, 38 defensively. As last year, a very good defensive squad. We'll see if they can get the offense rolling here tonight. Coming up, it is tip-off between the Bobcats and the Trojans right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit visionsource-marshalltowneyecare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
The following is a presentation of Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV.
finally here, the season tip-off for the Bobcats and the Trojans inside the Roundhouse. Starting lineups, they're getting rowdy out there tonight, Dylan. We are all fired up. A lot of anticipation for the first game of the year.
Yeah, I've been excited about this season. I remember a couple years ago, I thought if it all went well, this could be a year where they actually go from being in games to, hey, can you start to compete, pull out big wins, and go on runs, and not just go in hoping to win, but expecting to win. And I believe this is the year it could all come together.
Not to down South Tama, but this is not the biggest matchup the Bobcats will face this year. This is going to be a pretty good Iowa Alliance conference, but this is one the Bobcats on paper know they need to win, they have to win, and you'd like to see them do it in a style where it's going to give them confidence because they're going to need it. I mean, getting going right out of the gate with Lincoln next Tuesday in Iowa Alliance cross-play next week.
I think, to me, what signifies is this a game that's successful or not is if Savea and Melanie's parents, number 21 and 22, the two of the freshmen on the roster, get some playing time. I think that's what success is here tonight, that everybody feels good and everybody's taken off the warm-up.
Bobcats in their white tops. South Tama will wear the All Blacks here tonight, as we've got 8 minutes up on the clock, and both starting lineups being announced here inside the Roundhouse. Good crowd in the opening tip-off of the season for the Bobcats. Step aside for our national anthem here on KFJB-TV. Well, the season tip-off tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcats. I'm Brandon Lewis. Dylan Does alongside me as the Bobcats will get huddled up in anticipation of their opening game of the season. This is a team a year ago didn't lose a whole lot. They were without Sydney Capeyu, who was injured part of last year, and she played really well in this game a year ago. Also, Ellie Hughes a year ago averaged just 3 points per game, but was obviously good on the defensive end and averaged nearly 7 rebounds a game. So how can you kind of fill those pieces? Well, you bring back pretty much your starting lineup from a year ago in bits and pieces when you had Capeyu and Ellie Hughes in that lineup as well.
You lose some front court depth, but you gain backcourt depth and experience. And I think those two things, it really becomes imperative that Frankie Long learns how to play without fouling a little bit more. But I also think Cats just have to feed Long. She's got a huge advantage inside.
Frankie Long comes away with the opening tip, beating out Boriski. Feeds inside to Heitman, out to Long. Blues looking to set up on the right wing. Heitman, jumper from the free throw stripe is off the left side. Capeyu hauls in the rebound.
Cats out man-to-man. Heitman almost gets that one.
Yeah, good pressure, almost forced a turnover by Ridout, but she knocks down the free throw line jumper, and it's a South Tama lead, 2-0. Nearly 45 seconds gone in this opening quarter of play. Heitman on the right side of the paint, leaves it back behind, and that's height. That's height right there, Dylan.
Yeah.
You can't teach it. 2 for Frankie. We're tied.
Sometimes this game is really easy. A little pick and roll with your two best players, and it gets Frankie Long with the big, strong put-up.
Oh, good pressure. Good pressure by Bowie, and the Bobcats will see the shot clock reset for South Tama with 20 seconds on the shot clock, but great defense as we look at that last bucket by Frankie Long.
And it wasn't the best bounce pass, but Frankie showing the soft touch.
And a turnover on the baseline. Jansen comes away with a loose ball. She'll take it, hesitates, and picks up her dribble, tosses it. It'll be an over and back, but STC is there first. They'll take a drive inside. Heitman with the foul, and South Tama is heading to the free throw line. A good play by Olivia Holla, forcing the issue, and she'll head to the charity stripe early on in her season. A year ago at the line, 61% free throw shooter. As a team, 55% at the line for South Tama. That was one thing that they did a little better than the Bobcats a year ago in this game, and she knocks down the first.
And one thing there, that's all on Georgia's got to make a better play. She can't handle it some, but she went up the sideline 1-on-4. Just give it to a guard. You didn't have numbers and get set.
No good on the second, and the rebound by Frankie Long. A forced jump ball by Scout Ridout at 5'8", getting in the mix with Frankie Long, who stands at 6'2", and it will stay on the right side.
And that's where Laura Ridout's both proud as a coach and a mother, seeing her kid put her body out there.
Get that bulldog in there.
That's right.
A drive, free throw line. Bowie with a block shot, and now a foul. A reach in is going to be called on the Trojans as Bowie hauled in the basketball, and Diane Kiana is going to pick up her first foul of the night. Actually, I believe that might be Riley Ridout who picks up the foul, and it is Riley Ridout with her first of the night, as Bowie with a great block shot early on.
I'm going to say the defensive energy I've seen from Bowie on back-to-back plays has been the highest I've seen her as a Bobcat.
Heitman inlets to Long, and the left-handed hook is good.
This is exactly what I mean about imposing your will. You have the best center in the Iowa Alliance Conference. Give her the basketball.
Heitman forces a loose ball. South Tama comes up with it. Top of the key. Capello almost traveled with it. Over and back. Back to the Bobcats, leading 4-3.
You love this energy.
Yeah.
It's a lot better. I know looking back last year, watching the game this morning, it was not this type of intensity. It was not this type of intention. The Cats seem ready to roll, but South Tama's equally game so far.
And talking to assistant head coach Megan Heitman, she said this is a team that actually wants to press. It's just convincing head coach Brian Murphy to do it and have that trust in their team, because it does take a little bit of extra effort. And obviously, you know, you've got to be sound when you want to put on that pressure to not get beat for easy buckets on the other end. Meanwhile, Jansen fouled, 2 at the line for her a year ago. For Jansen, she was a 47% free throw shooter.
And that's Riley Ridout's second foul. The senior already has 2 fouls. She's kind of that senior backbone for them. They're going to let her play. So I would go right back at her.
Jansen comes up short on the second one. It did hit the front of the iron. We had a whistle.
Why is there a whistle? Lane violation?
Yeah, lane violation in the paint, it looked like, on South Tama. And so, as Dylan alluded to, Riley Ridout stayed in. She will check out now as Taylor Dolezal, the 5'10 junior and a forward, will replace her. So Jansen will redo. Not sure, maybe somebody on the right side of the paint there, and Ridout was out. But it gives Jansen a second chance opportunity. She knocks down both, and the Bobcats now lead by 3.
And you can tell the post advantage. Cats have all 6 points from their post players.
Quick baseline jumper by Capello, who's off the side of the glass and goes out of bounds. Bobcat basketball.
And it really is, and we've already said it, but basketball is a simple sport. Exploit your matchups. Take care of the basketball. Get it to your post and scoring position. So far, they've done that.
Such a simple game. Even you played it.
That's right. And then you see a little bit of shake and bake from Amara Johnson. Well, I told David Braga before the game, in 9th grade, my game was to get dunked on and shoot threes. As I got older, my game was to get dunked on and shoot threes. It's very simple.
So Amara Johnson fouled there. That's the third foul of the night on South Tama, a non-shooting foul. As Johnson will inbound to Bowie. Dumps it in to Heitman. Reaches up, grabs it, flips it back. Bowie, threes off the left side of the iron. Johnson scrambles for the rebound, throws it off of the Trojans. Dolezal, Cat basketball. How about that hustle? You like to see it. We saw that heart, hustle, and muscle out of her brother, Lamar Johnson, last year.
Yeah, there should be a rule. You have to be able to cover a Johnson a year. They're just really fun to play. Ton of energy, but picked off on the inbounds pass.
Scout Ridout comes away with it, loses the basketball. Over to the right wing, gets it to Capello. Now kick back out, and the three is no good by Ridout. Loose ball. Johnson has it. And she's held up on that far sideline. Kiana didn't like it. And she has her hands up in the air. That's the fourth on the South Tama Trojans. And if you recall the rule change, we have more college-style rule changes now to our free throws. So one more, and the Bobcats will be at the line for 5 fouls on the Trojans here in the first quarter.
And I love that rule change. I think it makes a lot more sense when you're playing with quarters.
Pass into Jansen, loses it, gathers it back. Amara Johnson, head fake. Jumper free throw line was tipped.
Yeah.
And Johnson will pick the pocket of Kiana, but they'll get back in it as Ridout. And they're going to say just a reaching foul, I believe. No, a timeout called first. Timeout called by the Trojans. Bobcats lead 6-3 first quarter, 4:32 on KFJB-TV.
Good call tonight, man. You too? You think what I'm thinking? Let's go to Legends for a Bobcat burger.
Hi, guys. What are we hungry for today?
I think we're going to do 2 Bobcat burgers. Whether it's pre-game or post-game.
Or during the game, it's Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Hi, I'm Amara Johnson. This is your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Bobcats bringing their lunch pail on the defensive end here tonight. They lead 6-3 with 4.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter of play. South Tama got a timeout in there, their first one of the night. Behind head coach Laura Ridout in her first year, an assistant last year. Replacing Donna Kiana, who was at Meskwaki and then went over to South Tama.
One thing just to keep your mind on, Cats haven't gone to long 3 possessions in a row.
And a pass inside the paint. A kick ball is going to be called on Millie Heitman. It will stay with the Trojans.
Morgan Hildebrand came in for Amara Johnson. Sophomore will be running the point.
Knocked down a good amount of threes. Tips away the inbound pass. It goes into the Bobcat bench. It'll stay with the Trojans, but how about that coming in off the bench and getting in the mix defensively right away?
I think she'll probably end up being that 6th person all year long, but not because her talent is 6th person. She's a very good shooter, very active, fundamentally sound across the board, plus she has the blessing of being left-handed.
Sometimes your 6th man is one of your best players just because they can do a few different things.
Well, and it is nice. We see it with Kiana on South Tama. You get a little bit of a scoring spark plug off the bench. They're going against the 2s of the other team. You may get a mismatch.
And we have a whistle on the inbound play from our officials. I think the shot clock reset, and it shouldn't have. And they will drop it down to 26 seconds.
See that?
It was originally at 35.
Eagle eye Brandon Lewis.
Get the inbound in. Here's side corner. Hildebrand beat. Baseline jumpers off the back of the iron. Long. Scrambler for the basketball. Has it ripped away.
Defensive rebounding's been rough.
Hala passes to the far side. Three is no good by Kiana in the rebound, and a reach-in foul on the Bobcats. As that will come in on the Bobcats. Foul number, is that 2 on Millie Heitman?
Yeah, and
that is on Millie Heitman. So that'll be her first of the night. And Frankie Long okay. Looked like she got roughed up there, checking out her right cheek.
Yeah, I think she got hit in the face. And I thought that was 2 on Millie. But I guess, did they give that to Johnson? I don't see who they gave that to.
Inbound play, and Hildebrand guarding and going up for the shot as South Tama. Boriski caught the inbound play, and she'll head to the line for 2 free throws. Quick whistles here tonight, Dylan.
Yeah, well, they want to make sure I miss most of the Iowa Ole Miss game, apparently.
And the free throw will not draw iron for Boriski. Did not play a year ago on this squad. Second free throw to come. 4:01, opening quarter of play. That one hits the back of the iron, and Bowie comes away with it. Hildebrand cherry picking. She'll drive in, kicks out to Johnson. Gets it back. And now cross-court pass, right wing 3 for Bowie. Boom! First one of the year. Knocks it down right wing.
That was a tremendous, as they throw it out of bounds, that was a tremendous play as you see 2 guards get it from Hildebrand to Johnson. Johnson gets it to Jansen, and then she swings it to the wide-open shooter. That's how you get wide-open threes. Really great job from the Cats. Clicking offensively, defensively. They have got to rebound better.
See if they can extend this lead up 9-3. Feed to Hildebrand. She'll back it out. Now to a cutting Heitman. Can't find her first bucket of the year. Rims out. Trojans coming away with it. Hala pushing the issue. Up to the left wing. And they'll back it out to Hala. He loses the basketball.
She got away
Johnson,
with it.
All over.
Hala got away with a hook early, and now Bobcats tie up South Tama with 4 team fouls here as Mallory Myron's coming in for her first time tonight.
Mallory Myron, last year a freshman, played in 9 games. She had 6 points. She went 2 of 12 from three-point land, but got some meaningful minutes.
She is the name that each coach will tell you grew a ton in the summer. Saw her in practice last week. She looked like a different player. She's going to give them big minutes this year, I think.
Trojans almost throw it away. Now another reach-in foul on Amara Johnson. That's 2 on her.
And that was a 2-hand shove by Amara. And
you
that's
can't
where
do that?
You can't and you shouldn't. We've gone at length talking about how important she is to this offense and to this defense. So she's got to be able to play smarter.
Diane Kiana knocks down the first free throw. 56% from the line a year ago. She averaged nearly 8 points per game, and she knocks down both free throws. 9-4.
Cats' offensive sets have looked really good. Haven't been able to capitalize each time. I'd love to see Frankie Long get something.
Amara Johnson, the blow-by for her first bucket of the season.
But Frankie decided, you know what, I'll just give you a really solid pick on the top. You just roll off and take it to the glass.
And a reach-in foul on Hildebrand.
They've got to play defensively with their feet. Right now they're playing all arms first, feet second. And defense, everything has to be feet first. Finding themselves out of position, now backcourt picking up fouls and giving up free points at the line.
Capeyu at the line, knocks down the first free throw. Second one to come, 64% at the charity stripe last year. Second one rims out, right back to her. Nobody boxed out. Puts up a shot from the left elbow. It's no good. Long hauls in the rebound. Clears it out to Myron, who will bring it up court.
Defensive rebounding's atrocious, and real no reason. It's all just heart, hustle, and muscle for the Trojans.
Mary Johnson with a good move. Feeds into Jansen. She puts up a shot off the mark. South Tama got the rebound, almost threw it away. Now back down to the other end. They'll throw it into the bench as the cheerleaders dive out of the way with 2:14 to go in the opening quarter. As Kinsley Bowie will check back into the game, replacing Mallory Myron. Jansen out. She's replaced by Millie Heitman.
As you look at this, this is actually probably your best offensive lineup for the Cats. Jansen brings an added defensive layer, but this is probably your best offensive five for the Cats.
Johnson angles to the left wing, and she's going to be fouled by Maddie Boriski.
She should be shooting here.
That'll be 5 on South Tama. Boriski picking up the foul. Mara Johnson at the line for 2 free throws. Last year at the line in limited action, she was the Bobcats' undoubtedly best free throw shooter, and she misses the first one. She was 88% at the stripe last year. Again, just played in 7 games, but meaningful minutes, and she misses both free throws there, and the score remains 11-6. South Tama hanging around. 3 from the left wing is well off the mark. It's off the glass. Putback is no good down low by Dolezal, and the Cats come away with it. We've lost a little bit of our juice here after South Tama kind of slowing this game down, and both teams committing quite a few fouls. Millie Heitman looking for somebody. Nobody's there.
That was way too slow of a roll by Frankie Long. That should have been about a perfect pass, and Frankie just took too long.
Long with the rebound off of the Capello miss. Hildebrand drives in. Defense moved off of her and gave her a line right to the lane. And she is fouled on the way in, a blocking foul, and that will send Morgan Hildebrand to the line as the foul will come in on Taylor Dolezal.
And Morgan shot over 40% from 3 last year, but that doesn't mean that's all she can do. Nice hesitation dribble as the Cats miss again from the line.
Hildebrand 39% at the free throw stripe a year ago. Again, in this matchup last year, Bobcats were 24 of 47 at the free throw line, 51%. The game would have been a little bit different instead of 52-49 in the final score if they would have knocked down more free throws. And finally, Hildebrand finds a free throw and extends the Bobcat lead to 6.
Cats have not, maybe one and done for the Trojans all night long. Cats have got to box out, got to close out on shooters.
Heitman knocking that one out of bounds. Baseline right side. Trojans will inbound it. Scout Ridout will take the basketball for the inbound play. Payu kicks it out right wing. Boriski has it for a moment. She'll throw it away, but Trojans save it from the timeline.
Good defensive pressure by Bowie.
5 seconds on the shot clock and a travel. Capello got going a little bit too quickly down the right side of the paint. Turnover back to the Cats. Under 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
You love to see the Cats be able to get a quick hitter here. And I love to see Frankie, and I know I've said it quite a bit, but just allow her just that quick right around the rim. They're posting her up for it right now.
Heitman right wing has it knocked away by Scout Ridout. Looking for something. Finally finds Frankie Long. Double teamed, almost triple teamed, and a reach-in foul. That'll send Frankie Long to the free throw line.
This, if I'm Coach Murphy or Heitman over there, I'm saying, Frankie, don't put it on the ground there. Be strong, turn, take it up.
I'd see a number indicated there. I believe it might have been on number 21, Peyton Yuska. And And the first free throw by Frankie Long is no good.
I would prefer we make our free throws. I just want to go on the record so nobody's there saying, I bet they don't think they should make their free throws. I do think we should make our free throws.
3 of 8. 4 of 9. Now Tama quickly running the floor. A block from behind by Bowie as Yuska went up for it. Shot was no good. Free throws coming. Bowie picks up the foul. That is...
I'd like to see that one again. It looked clean from over here. Of course, it was a lot closer, but we do have a happy whistle. Not to say there isn't a lot of contact, but we have seen a lot of whistles so far.
Yuska will. You asked, Dave shall deliver. Oh, that's all ball, baby.
That's a block. That feels like an excessive whistle for no reason.
That feels like you've been off officiating for 9 months.
Yeah, it was like, you know what? Maybe they get like little whistles on their helmet, like a Ohio State Buckeyes helmet for every foul they call. Who knows?
Yuska misses both free throws, Long with the rebound. 18 seconds to go in the opening quarter for Heitman. Oh, and a tie-up. South Tama forces the jump ball position. Earl will keep it with the Bobcats. Scout Ridout getting in the mix a ton here tonight, forcing that jump ball.
And this is one of it where I wonder in the future how long Hildebrandt and Johnson stay off the court, because that makes Millie Heitman the point guard, and I think she's better off the ball.
Inbound thrown away by Myron. And the Trojans call a timeout. 8.7 seconds to go. No, a reach-in foul.
On Bowie.
And that is going to be her second of the night.
So what we just saw there, with no true point guard on there, you could see Mallory Myron wasn't quite sure what to do. They weren't in the right set. Inbounds pass knocked away, and then Bowie, with a poor decision for a foul, though gets bailed on the line with Capeyu missing the first.
Second for Capeyu is no good off the front of the iron. Heitman holds in the rebound. And she'll throw it up court, tipped away, intended for Amira Johnson. 3.7 seconds to go. Bobcats leading 13-6 in the first quarter, and a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. Bobcats lead early, 13-6.
At Lennox Employees Credit Union, you're more than a member, you're family. Since 1948, we've been helping members and their families save more, borrow smarter, and reach their financial goals. Whether it's a low-rate auto loan, a mortgage that feels manageable, or simply a savings account that grows with you, we're here to make banking simple and stress-free. Discover the credit union difference today. Visit Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, where people helping people is more than a motto, it's who we are. Learn more at lennoxecu.com. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Back inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse, Cats take a timeout, and they'll have an offensive set for the final play of this opening quarter of play. I'm Brandon Lewis. He's Dylan Dose alongside me. As Dylan was venting during the break, just about got to get Frankie involved.
Yeah, it's that, even if it's just a touch or pick and roll.
Bowie at the buzzer, off the back of the iron, no good. And that's how we headed the second quarter, 13-6. Bobcats have the lead at home on the opening night of the high school basketball season. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
My name is Frankie Long, and you're watching KFJB-TV.
13-6 after one quarter of play. Bobcats have the lead against the South Tama Trojans. Time for a scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Dylan, do we have anything early on here tonight?
Des Moines North down to Saydell, 30-16. Des Moines Christian number 4 is 33, ADM 30. Grundy Center is doubling up Union Community 56-28. While we also have Boone and Nevada tied at 8. That game's in the first one, or we actually have 2 top 10 matchups. Carlisle, number 8, beats number 6 PCM 65-29. And then Waukee and Iowa City West, that's a 7-6 matchup, is 9-7, start of the second quarter.
We start the second quarter inside the roundhouse with the Trojans controlling the basketball. Top of the key, Hala has it, flips it out left wing.
Now the Bobcats have gone to a trapping zone there to get South Tama moved up a little bit, got him off kilter, and it was a one and done. Nice job by the Cats coming out of the break.
And a good rebound by Frankie Long. Heitman sets up the offense. She'll swing it over to Mary Johnson on the right wing. Off a screen, Hildebrand, top of the key. Drop it into Frankie. Quick pass out to Heitman, tipped away. No, they say Scout Redout did not touch it last off the Bobcats, but Redout getting in the mix again to force that turnover.
And that was Millie, went off her fingertip. And that almost felt like Frankie knew where she was going and just wanted to throw it out there as much as possible, as quickly as possible, and didn't see the defender.
3 from the wing on the left side. It is no good. Ball bounce it around. Redout goes up with it. A couple of Bobcats might have tipped it away. Up to Amara Johnson on the run out. Oh, too strong. Out on the Trojans near side. It will stick with the Bobcats.
Frankie's getting bumped and bruised down there when it's going for the rebound. And it's one of those things, I know Shaq always talked about it, is everybody could do whatever because he was just bigger. And I feel like sometimes Frankie doesn't get the benefit of that whistle for the same reason. They are stagnant right now. And it's that zone.
Good move. Baseline jumper. How about that for your first bucket of the season?
Really nice job being aggressive against the zone as South Tama switched to it.
Pressure by the Bobcats really paying off here. Bowie just all over Redout. Redout, though, with a sneaky move. Gets the free throw line jumper wide open, but can't knock it down. Heitman comes away with it.
Yeah, just a really, really good job by Bowie setting the defensive intensity right now. That's a foul.
Johnson wide open. It skims off the glass, no good. Tipped out to Bowie. Runner in the paint. No. Hildebrand. No. And a scrum, Dylan.
Yeah, you gave Hildebrand just a great open shot. She's going to knock that down quite a bit. But it feels like there was a shove out there, even and no call. So,
how about that bucket by Heitman, though? The nice move to slip past the defender and knock it down that baseline J. Hildebrand finds wide open Amara Johnson on the inbound. 3 is no good off the left side of the iron. And the Bobcats could not box out for the rebound. And the Trojans have the basketball with Capeyu. Oh, Heitman with a block shot right there. Here the Cats go in transition. Numbers, push, 4-on-1. And the ball's thrown away. Here goes the Trojans the other way with Kiana. Shots off the left side. Amara Johnson with a rebound. And a timeout. Brian Murphy sees what I saw, Dylan.
Yeah,
4-on-1.
He's like, throw it to the corner. Morgan's wide open.
Timeout on the floor with 5:26 second quarter on KFJB-TV.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
15-6, Bobcats leading second quarter on KFJB-TV. I'm Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dose alongside me. Great to have you along for our season tip-off. Boys basketball will tip off the season next Tuesday night on the road at Des Moines Lincoln. We'll have that one for you here on KFJB-TV with coverage starting at 7. Heitman, though, with her first bucket of the season just a moment ago, is a nice baseline jumper. Hopefully get the Cats going here. We've only seen one bucket. That was it here in the second quarters. We're nearing the halfway mark.
And a lot of opportunities to score, and just poor passes, interior passes, kickouts. It's
4-on-1s.
Yeah, it's you just have to execute.
Bowie off the screen, dumps it in.
That's a foul.
And Long is bumped. They will not give her the bucket. But she is going to go to the line for, it is a non-shooting foul as well.
And if they're not going to front you and you're Frankie Long, drive them underneath the hoop. They are 5'8".
And inbound a little bit too high for Frankie Long. Trojans, good pass to Capeyu, but the shot was off the mark. But trailing, Scout Ridout. Nobody boxed her out, and Ridout has her second bucket of the night. She has 4, and it's 15-8. Bobcats still leading, but South Tama hanging around. Here's Jansen. Baseline. Dumps it over. Now wide open to Mara Johnson. And she's off the mark. Frankie Long and a foul. And she got tied up. And she sent to the floor Dolezal. First on Frankie Long. Only one to not get in the mix so far.
Just feel like, you know, you've been able to at least get fouls, is just continue to flash her in front of the lane as another throwaway by South Tama.
Capeyu looking near side to Boriski. So turnover back to the Bobcats with 4.5 minutes to go in the opening half. And as it looks like Bowie just checked out.
Yeah, Millie Heitman back in the game. And you look at Millie has made some good plays, but even she seems to have a little bit of rust.
And pass almost tipped away, but it gets to Hildebrand. And, yeah, a lot of contact there. Scout Ridout getting a little handsy. And that'll be foul number 2 on South Tama here in the second quarter.
And that's, there's a bit of difference when you allow contact in the post versus on the perimeter.
Easy inbound to Mara Johnson, wide open near side corner. No, air ball on the 3. Hildebrand goes up with it. She had it knocked away, and now a tie up on the floor, but I believe it's just going to be a foul on Frankie Long, her second, and she looks a little frustrated, Dylan.
Yeah, I know that. I think she's frustrated. I think Morgan Hildebrand's frustrated. She felt like came over her back. It's just, I feel like just a lot of frustration overall.
Dave, are you frustrated? Okay, Dave's frustrated. Maybe with me. Maybe not the basketball game. I don't know. No? Okay. Dylan?
I'm always slightly frustrated at everything. That's just my natural disposition.
I can attest to that. Ridout inside, a late pass, shot was no good. Ridout still not getting boxed out, but finally the Cats come away with the basketball and a travel. Yeah. Bowie traveled with it. She got the feed from Jansen and took a step as she was looking for Amara Johnson.
Yeah, Bowie was pointing up to Amara, and when she pointed up to Amara, Georgia threw her the ball. South Tama has not been able to score it real well tonight, but their activity and energy they're up double digits on the Cats when it comes to those two intangibles.
Capeyu almost turns it over, gets it to a teammate on the far side of Boriski. And now Amara Johnson gets tied up with Capeyu. And Amara Johnson has 3, and she'll go to the bench, most likely.
Amara thought she was getting a jump ball, but now she has 3 fouls. And that's where you come down to, can we trust you with 3 fouls out there? Can we trust you to play a little bit differently? And it seems like Coach Murphy is saying, all right, we're going to trust you, Amara.
Inbound is lost. Amara Johnson, 1-on-1, too strong. Great rebound by Jansen, saves it, but it goes right to the Trojans and Capeyu. Up to Boriski as her shot blocked as Frankie Long stepped in on her. Cats come away with it as Heitman will bring it up the floor.
And this is where someone on the floor, this can't come from the bench, has got to get this team ordered and get a bucket. Somebody takes some leadership from that on the court position.
Bowie off the back of the iron, second go of it, and does not draw anything. Woo! Nobody's lighting it up right now, Dylan.
No, this is not good. This stretch has not been very effective for the Cats. 2 points in 5 minutes of play here. There's been 4 total points in the first 5 minutes of this second quarter.
We got a lot of buzzers going on here right now.
And all of them right in our ear.
Well, we're at a stalemate. 2-2 here in the second quarter. And a drive in by Ridout, cut off by Frankie Long. She'll rip away the basketball, and it is going to be a jump ball.
And one of the things defensively as we've been watching this game that may be some of the confusion with some of the ability to rebound, seem a little bit off kilter, is Frankie, they are playing player-to-player defense, but Frankie's more playing center field in the middle of the lane there as South Tama extends this press.
I thought we settled that last year. I thought we were going to be okay calling it man-to-man.
I was just watching women's basketball, and the color analyst called it player-to-player,
okay.
And so I went back to it because I still feel weird every time.
It's just a term. It's a term, Dylan. On the inbound, a three, no good. Jansen with a rebound, and it was tipped away, they say, by Paige Krosky, the senior, and it will be with the Bobcats.
Scout Ridout has been in the middle of everything. She is going to earn that ice bag and maybe some extra turkey on Thursday because she's putting her body out there.
Hildebrand over the timeline. Cats looking for their first bucket since about 4 minutes ago when Heitman hit a baseline jumper. And now Bowie just throws it away. Here goes Scout Ridout. Hesitates, trying to get past Hildebrand, pushes off, fades back, shot's no good, and Heitman gets the rebound. Up to Jansen, but then it's to
Ann Vance.
Ann Vance, yeah.
You can always go. Ann takes great photos. We've purchased photos from her that she took of us.
Yeah.
You can go to her Facebook page and get a great pic of your favorite Bobcat for inexpensive in their professional quality.
Scrum on the floor. Hildebrand getting tied up. It's their 29th jump ball tonight.
We Bobcats, really one of the issues I think we have offensively is we don't create easy buckets. We have not executed on fast breaks. We have not been able to find anything easy. They all come out of offensive sets, and that's great, but you need to supplement that with transition buckets and quick hitters.
Inside to Frankie. Yeah, that is a foul. Yuska just all over Frankie. She is frustrated with being, held.
Mauled.
Maybe a few elbows.
Yeah, to me is
no accusations.
Every single time. Just have Frankie bury the person.
Inbound. Right to Bowie. She fed it right back to Hildebrand, who was inbounding it from the near side, and it's out on STC, it'll say, with the Bobcats with 32 seconds on the shot clock. So plenty of time to work in here. A low pass into Frankie Long, and she is tied up. Frankie not happy about it as Kiana gets off the floor.
Yeah, and that's all by where Morgan throws the inbounds pass.
Yeah.
She throws it at her chest. You have to throw that at 6'8". You've got to make Frankie extend her hands. There's no way Kiana can get that if it's thrown in the proper spot.
Down low, Capeyu, foul by Frankie Long. Is that 4 on Frankie Long now?
Yeah. And
the bucket is good by Capeyu, and the and one is coming at the line to make this a 4-point game.
And what we've seen is what we saw last year at points is where they would get in their own head. You know, you get in your own head where something's not going your way, and Frankie would pick up fouls in bundles. And it's kind of what's happened here tonight as you get a tackle.
The Bobcats in transition almost beat South Tama. Now Amara Johnson scrambling around for the basketball. Hildebrand comes away with it, and a reach-in foul from behind. Going to be on Olivia Holla. But Frankie Long on the bench with 4 fouls.
Yep.
And Capeyu was just at the line. She is 1 of 5 at the line with a 2-point bucket. So she just has 3 here tonight. Both teams showing early season struggles shooting-wise at the free throw line and from the floor. So after the foul, the Bobcats will have the basketball with 1:17 to go before halftime, leading by 5. Mara Johnson gets it, feeds it back to Bowie. Had pressure in her face. 3 by Heitman, knocks it down as she hit the back of the iron, and good. Heitman with 5, all here in the second.
Millie's a 5-tool type of kid. She can do a little bit of everything. I think she's best when she's aggressive offensively.
Shot got off over Heitman, but she comes away with a rebound off the miss. And a late feed to Bowie, and she traveled with it. Took a jab step in to her left and didn't put the basketball down until the turnover as we look at the 3 made by Heitman, but a good setup right there, and great job to square up at the hoop.
And you love to see Bowie take Kariski off the bounce there. Just put the ball on the deck and go.
Oh, good find down to the left block, but the shot is strong by Yuska. 30 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Bobcats lead by 8. Can they extend it before half? Good find into Jansen, and Yuska, the late slide. She will foul her second of the night, and that will send Georgia Jansen to the free throw line as South Tama has 5 here in the second quarter as a team.
One thing I love about Georgia's game, and it's been the same since she was a freshman, she is not someone to jump around. She's going to make one decision and cut and do it. Aggressive to the rim.
Free throw will rim out left side. Jansen 2 of 3 at the stripe with a second one to come. Mallory Myron will check back into the contest with Amara Johnson playing with 3 fouls. She'll head to the bench. And Jansen will extend the lead to 9 as she'll split the free throws at the line. South Tama can hold on to it for the final shot of the first half if they want to. Capeyu pushes the issue, misses left side as she tried to get past Jansen. Jansen with the rebound. Here comes Heitman with 10 seconds in the first half remaining. Stops, 6 seconds. Bowie inside. Jansen puts up a shot. No good, out of bounds. No foul called. It will remain with the Bobcats as the Trojans knocked it away. So just enough time for one shot with 1.8 seconds to go. Hildebrand looking. Inbound, Bowie. Catch and shoot 3 at the buzzer. No good. It's the left side of the iron, and that's how we'll head to halftime. Bobcats leading 19-10 as we go to the halftime break. Bobcats just get 6 points in that quarter, but it was all Millie Heitman with 5 of those 6. She knocked down a big 3 and a baseline jumper, and they take the lead to the break as the Bobcats, with the opening night, lead it right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
The Halftime Report, powered by Scouting America. Adventure on.
2 quarters of play down as the Bobcats lead it after one half of play, 19-10. It was a good finish to that first half, but boy, it got a little sloppy in the middle of things. Both teams struggling to hit shots from the floor and free throws, a big key to the game here tonight.
Yeah, it really ended up coming down to just transition opportunities. Cats had 6 to 8 opportunities for the easy bucket and came away with 0.
Yeah.
And that is really where it comes down to. Yeah, the whistle was a little bit tight, but you've got to redirect how you play when that happens. Frankie Long again picked up a bundle of fouls to where she now has 4, and she got all of them in the second quarter. So you just cannot have that play just really kind of sloppy in your head, reverting to bad habits. The Cats have got to come out and be much more intentionally aggressive, but also situationally smart in making it an effort to put this team away. Trojans on the other side, they have given 110% energy. I think you could look at some execution pieces that and grade them with a little bit more with a red pen, but when it comes from just a straight hustle and fight, they're getting A+ in every scorecard.
Well, you see Kinsley Bowie knocking down a 3 here tonight. Bobcats' leading scorers, Millie Heitman and Frankie Long. They've got 5 at the break. We'll take a look at our stats and halftime adjustments coming up on the other side, plus a scoreboard update. This is Bobcat basketball leading 19-10 at the break in the season opener for the girls basketball team right here on KFJB-TV.
I didn't really have much growing up, but I did have a mom, and she gave me a strong foundation. She signed me up for Scouts. I quickly fell in love with the outdoors. Showed me how to take responsibility, how to work with other people, and how to become a leader. That made me a better athlete on the field. Scouting made me the man I am today.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by Central State Bank, locations in Ames, State Center, and West Des Moines. Eye Care Associates of Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo. Hy-Vee of Marshalltown. It pays to perk with Hy-Vee Perks. And Legends American Grill, Marshalltown Steakhouse.
Like any good neighbor, sometimes you move. Here at Tyler Pashong State Farm, we have moved to our new office location at 2110 South Center Street here in Marshalltown. I'm Tyler Pashong. I'm so proud of my team and what we have helped build, but we couldn't have done it without you. We are passionate about what we do and care about the community we serve. I invite you to our new location and see how we can make a positive impact in your life.
We'd love to talk to you about what makes you
M-Town proud.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The Halftime Report, powered by Scouting America. Adventure on.
Welcome back into our halftime coverage here on KFJB-TV. Time for a scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Dylan, that's your cue.
Yes. All righty. Scoreboard update. Here we go. I was working on stats to get to it, but again, big matchup with a top 10 matchup with Waukee and Iowa City West. That game is 30-29. That is in the third quarter. Grundy Center wins 67-37 over Union Community. Boone and Nevada are tight in the second half in the big one. Top 10 matchup down at Carlisle. Carlisle destroys PCM 65-29, and that was upsetting number 6 and pounding them.
Time now for our halftime stats here tonight, as the Bobcats led in scoring by Millie Heitman with 5, Frankie Long with 5, also Georgia Jansen with 3, Kinsley Bowie with 3, Amara Johnson with 2. And the big thing is a lot of missed free throws in that first half of action. Bobcats missed a total of 6 free throws in that first half, as they went just a total of...
I have them as 5 out of 10.
9.
I have them with 5.
I must have missed one.
5 out of 10 from
the
line.
I had 4 out of 9, so yeah. All right, I'll give you the point there. And meanwhile, on the other side of things, quite a few missed free throws for South Tama in that first half as well.
They are 4 of 13.
4 of 13. And in that first half, leading scorer was Scout Ridout with 4. As Capello had 3, 2 for Diane Kiana. And that is where we stand at the break, 19-10. Coming up the second half as the Bobcats look to start off the season 1-0 on opening night. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
We do more than just t-shirts and hoodies. Check with Adlet Engraving and Screen Print for awards, lasered items, embroidery, and of course, imprinted apparel. 307 Riverside, right here in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at VanWyckWoodBuilders.com.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by Lennox Employees Credit Union, LennoxECU.com, Marshalltown Area Chamber, meetinmarshalltown.com, Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction, and the Marshalltown School District. Embrace the lead.
Welcome back inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Does alongside me as 19-10. Our scores, we begin the third quarter. As in that first half of action, foul trouble a lot. Frankie Long with 4. Amara Johnson has 3 fouls in that first half of action. Kinsley Bowie's got a couple. Meanwhile, for South Tama, they've got some foul trouble. A whole host of ladies with a couple of fouls themselves. So this will be an interesting second half of action. We'll see if they can kind of figure that aspect of the game out.
And we can see it already. Frankie Long will not start the second half. They're going with Morgan Hildebrand, so that will be Georgia Jansen will move to the 5. But really, this is going to be a very fluid, and they're going to be in a zone. They're in a 1-3-1 half court right now, and a wide open 3 in the corner. No good by Capello, ripped away by Millie Heitman. You already see a couple of those adjustments for the Cats on the defensive side.
Heitman waving the offense around. Near side, they'll come to Bowie. Back to Mara Johnson, top of the key. Down the right side. Tries to throw it up. Could not get it to go, but Bowie comes away with the basketball. Here's Hildebrand. The leaner's no good. And the rebound by Holla. And knocked out of bounds by Jansen. It will stay with South Tama.
And 2 drives to nothingness. Both those drives either drive to kick or pull up from 5 to 6 feet. Nice trap.
And out of bounds on the near side is Capeyu, but before that, a blocking foul on Hildebrand.
I really thought Capeyu had her foot on the line.
She did.
Before that, but they said she was rode out of bounds.
Holla looking around for the inbound. Finds Capeyu. Tries to get it inside. We'll back it out. Right wing. Red out. Draws glass, but that's it. Capeyu turnaround 3. A lot of confidence, but can't get it to go.
Yeah, Cats got lucky there. Wide open shot.
Inside to Jansen. Flips it out to Hildebrand, but a travel. And that was one where she was kind of caught up, and that's what led to the travel.
They are doing a very poor job. They get that one pass, and then it's head down to the rack. It's like play off the bounce. Create something off the bounce.
Defense coming away with a turnover, a 2-on-1. Johnson all the way, layup this time. Makes it count. 4 in the game for Amara Johnson.
And a huge first transition bucket of the night for the Cats. Amara Johnson able to finish. She was 1 of 9 on the night before that.
They'll drop it off inside to Ridout as Riley Ridout picks up her first bucket of the night.
And the 1-3-1 is great for trapping, but once you break that, it really gives you advantage opportunities where you're 2-on-1 on that backside if the backside of the 1-3-1 doesn't drop.
Hildebrand off a screen. The 3 is off the back of the iron. Trojans come away with it. Boriski coming up the near side. Gives it to Scout Ridout. Dribbles past a few defenders. Georgia Jansen swats it away, but it's out last on the Trojans.
And Georgia, I think that was all ball, but just the way Georgia's arms are, it almost always looks like she's fouling. That's because her arms are so long. They are now in a 2-3 zone.
And Capeyu doesn't shy away from shooting. She has 5. Free throw line jumper's good.
And so far, those zones are not doing a whole lot. South Tama has found, oh my goodness.
In a 7-point game, a turnover on Bowie, a travel, and back to the Trojans.
And it feels like right now there's 5 improved players, but not those 5 improved players gelling as an improved team so far.
Yeah, game 1. And showing a little bit here. Capeyu drives inside, misses. Ridout with a follow back. It's no good, but she gets the rebound. Finds a wide open Holla. Left wing 3 is no good. Boy, the Cats are lucky that the Trojans are not knocking down these open shots.
Yeah, they are standing flat-footed on the back line of that zone. No one turns and finds a player to box out. Their eyes are just tracking the basketball off the rim, and they've been doing it all night and getting destroyed on the glass against a much smaller STC team.
Amara Johnson swings it over right wing to Heitman. Heitman gets caught up. She was getting a screen from Jansen. Feeds it to Hildebrand. Now to Amara Johnson. She'll drive baseline. Holla all over her. Free throw line. Gets it away. She hits the deck. Good ball movement for the Bobcats. Heitman drives out of bounds. Sits down to the bench. Bowie, free throw line. Now they find Hildebrand. Just keep moving the basketball, but the shot can't go for Hildebrand. She's been off the mark here tonight. And they'll feed out to Capeyu, who's going to bring it into the front courts. Picked up by Hildebrand. And Amara Johnson knocks it out of bounds by the South Tama bench. It will stay with the Trojans with 4:23 to go, third quarter. Frankie Long, first minutes of the second half as Mallory Miterin also checks in for the Bobcats as Heitman and Hildebrand will head to the bench.
And it just seems Morgan on her shot, she's rushing it.
Inbound, lost by Scout Ridout, and it will be an over and back. Good pressure off the inbound play. Ridout doesn't like it, but it will be Bobcat basketball at midcourt.
And it's the right call because Kinsley had arms straight up. I'll tell you, this is the best defensive effort I've seen from number 11. I think she'll be super important this year from three-point and defense.
Myron cuts down the left side of the paint, got the feed from Bowie. Shot's no good, and now Long gets caught up. And another jump ball here tonight. Possession arrow is going to be with the Bobcats.
Frankie does a nice job of getting that rebound. I get a little bit nervous. It is not a foul, but it is easy to call when you're the taller defender behind a shorter defender and you get the rebound, where they may call an over the back. And
Johnson on the inbound to Myron has it slip off her fingertips into the student section. And we hold tight at a 21-14 game.
8 points in the last 12 minutes, and and you don't really see, you'd love to see somebody on the court. You see Amara out there again with those two hands on.
Yeah, Scout Ridout throws it away. She got pressure by Bowie up top as well as Amara Johnson. And the Bobcats will inbound to Amara Johnson, who will run the point as we are under 4 minutes to go, halfway through this third quarter. Bobcats with just one bucket in this second half by Amara Johnson, who throws it away, looking for Bowie. Going down to the left side of the paint, it's no good. As Kiana tried to come away with a bucket. Amara Johnson to the right wing, has to dribble out of a little bit of pressure. As Hollow guarding her. Reset the offense. Left high post jumper, uses a glass for two. Amara Johnson with 6.
And I feel like Frankie has to be a little bit more aggressive offensively, even showing her hands off of the. It was a nice job, Amara being able to get it off the glass, but you'd love to see Amara. You see that? You'd love to see Frankie off that pick and roll to show her hands. Instead, she just has her hands on her side. Show your hands so you can be big and bold. Give somebody a target to throw it in there too.
Capeyu drives in. She runs into a tree of Frankie Long. Turnover. Hildebrand with the basketball. Up to Amara Johnson. Drives in. Kicks back out to Hildebrand as Johnson hit the deck. Heitman with the basketball now at the top. Hands it back off to Hildebrand.
They look kind of lost offensively.
Johnson finds a lane, drives in, and a charge. Charge on Johnson as Scout Ridout draws a foul on Johnson. That's her 4th. And immediately getting off the bench is Georgia Jansen to replace Amara Johnson. Bowie's back in for Mallory Myron.
Yeah, just not the play. I'd love to see Amara have a little bit of that 6-foot floater to her game. Being a smaller player, the fact that you getting all the way to the rack in the half-court set isn't going to happen a lot.
Ridout finds her sister and Riley Ridout for the bucket. 4 for Ridout. 23-16 now, third quarter. And a little bit of a lazy pass right there by Hildebrand, trying to feed into Long. Trojans come away with it and nearly come up with a 3-point play as Kiana hits the deck. The shot was no good. 2 free throws coming up and a foul inside on the Bobcats. That will be on Hildebrand.
The thing that was lazy. It was also late. And that's the big thing when Frankie's flashing open. You can't wait until she's established herself and open and then throw it. You see her breaking open. You got to get her the ball quickly. Put her in an advantageous situation.
Bobcats in trouble here. They've got 2 players with 4 fouls, Amara Johnson and Frankie Long, and now Hildebrand picking up her 3rd of the night right there. As Kiana heads to the free throw line, she knocks down the first one. She has 3 points tonight. Second one is no good, but Ridout with the rebound. Putback is short. Heitman comes up with the basketball. She'll run the point over the Cat logo. Up to Hildebrand, wide open, corner three, too strong. It was a good line, but now Heitman picks off a pass. And she loses it, but Long is there to pick it up at the free throw stripe. Over to Jansen, baseline. Feed into Frankie Long, double team. She is held from behind and a foul as she goes up, hits the deck. Shot is no good, but 2 free throws coming for Frankie, who's being mauled down in the paint.
They called the third foul on there, and that's really, I think, that's where it comes when she bundles foul on the opposite side. If she tries to play with the same physicality people play with her, and it just looks different. The optics of it look a little bit different because of the size discrepancy.
Frankie Long, first free throw is good. She's 2 of 3 tonight, now with 6 points. Myron will replace Hildebrand, who has 3 fouls.
One thing they've done much better in the second half than they did in the second quarter, they are intentionally looking for 44.
Second free throw is off the back of the iron, but Hildebrand nearly got the rebound. It was tipped out of bounds by Scout Ridout. It'll stay with the red and blue. 24-17 after the one made free throw by Frankie Long. Just 1:35 remaining in the third quarter. Inbound to Heitman, near side. Trying to go inside to Frankie Long, but boy, she is getting pushed all around by Ridout. And now a reach-in foul. No, a hook on Kinsley Bowie. So that will be on Bowie, and that is her third of the night.
It's because Kiana's hands were on her and Kinsley had enough and swung. You're going to get called for that every time.
Scout Ridout traveled with it, but it does deflect over the near side to Kiana. A 3 from downtown is no good. Out on the left wing by Boriski. Bobcat rebound.
That's probably not the shot that Coach Ridout wanted in that situation.
Dump it in. Good play to Long. Yeah, count that bucket. It is good for Frankie Long in the and one. There you go, Dylan. Finally getting Frankie Long involved.
This game is it's not a difficult game. If they're going to only play behind her, you're 6'2", get it up above her shoulders, allow her to turn over that shoulder and dominate. It's going to happen. I'd love to see her keep it up, not drop it below her shoulders. But the fact it's going to be there every time if they play behind her.
And one is no good, so Frankie Long with 8 points here tonight, but it will stay with the Bobcats as the rebound is out on the Trojans. The Bobcats had a 9-point lead at halftime, and they worked it out to a 9-point lead currently. Inbound right to Heitman. Here's side corner as it tipped away into the Bobcat bench.
Kiana's the leading returning scorer, but, man, she brings that a little bit of, and I mean this in the best possible sense, but that nastiness on the perimeter. She plays with intensity, with ferocity.
18-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock as Heitman will settle it down. Bowie now. Back to Heitman. Looking inside as Long was flashing her hand. Jansen drives in, loses a basketball. And it's going to be off of South Tama last. I believe that touched off of Taylor Dolezal down there on the right block. So Bobcat basketball with 16 seconds on the shot clock. Mallory Myron will be the inbound.
And Dolezal did front Frankie on that last possession, and it's going to be off of Myron.
They target Frankie Long, but again, too low of a pass right there, and STC had a chance to knock it away. So it'll be Trojan basketball.
I think there's been, 6 deflected, if not straight-out turnovers, by just throwing it in the wrong position to Frankie. When you throw it at her chest, you make her 5'8". You've got to throw it high.
Timeout by the Trojans. Bobcats lead by 9 with 24 seconds to go in the third quarter on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
I'm Georgia Jansen, and you're watching KFJB-TV.
26-17, third quarter. Bobcats with the lead at home on the season tip-off tonight. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dose alongside me. Great to have you along tonight on KFJB-TV. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to KFJB-TV. Boy, good little hesitation move in the paint, but Hala can't find her first field goal of the night. Bobcat basketball. Jansen not looking as Bowie throws it into the stands, and a turnover with 8 seconds to go.
Sometimes we press the basketball with no purpose to press it. In those, we have scored one transition bucket. You know, we've shown we had time.
And finally they catch Hala for a travel right there, trying to get rid of the basketball. Caught up, 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Will be Bobcat basketball. Amara Johnson, and also checking back into the contest, Morgan Hildebrand. Frankie Long and Mallory Myron hit the bench as Bowie will inbound to Amara Johnson for the final shot here of the third quarter. Johnson, laissez-faire, picks it up, and the Bobcats don't get a shot off to begin the third quarter. Bobcats not situational awareness right there to close out the third, but they have a 9-point lead, looking to get their first victory of the season on the season tip-off here on your own for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
Back inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse, up on the Hy-Vee scoreboard, 26-17. Bobcats leading as head coach Brian Murphy talking with his squad, heading to the fourth quarter and looking to get a victory to open up the season. Time for a scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank, locations in Ames, State Center, and in West Des Moines. Dylan?
Again, Grundy Center up 30 going into the fourth quarter. I thought it was a final. It was not. 55 seconds left to go. Iowa City West, Waukee. Iowa City West up 5. And again, Carlisle, number 8, knocks off number 6, PCM, 65-29.
Coming up after the game, it is our locker room report. We'll have our post-game chat with head coach Brian Murphy. Final stats and a final scoreboard update for you as well. Starting the fourth quarter with South Tama with the basketball. Capeyu out on the right wing, picked up by Mara Johnson. Now Scout Ridout drives in, kicks back out to the top of the key. Actually, that was Hala. Now she gets it to Scout Ridout. Feeds it back to Hala. Baseline jumper. And that one off the left side of the iron, tipped out. Last, I believe, by Georgia Jansen, and it will stay with the Trojans as that one hit the iron, so the shot clock reset.
And this zone has not been very good once it's gotten into the lane. Once they've extended it, well, that looked good.
Yeah, Jansen with a pick on the inbound play, leaves it behind for Amara Johnson, and Hala will tip it out of bounds. So Bobcats will retain possession, but couldn't quite convert on that fast break. And Bowie will now inbound.
Right idea, just STC's hustling get back, was able to knock it away.
Inbound down Hildebrand. Now to Heitman, to a cutting Jansen in the paint, gets tied up, and a travel.
One thing I did like about that, Millie didn't wait until Jansen got into the middle of the lane. She hit her as she was cutting to the middle of the lane. You'd like to see even Jansen pop a little 8-footer there.
Near side, baseline jumper's no good for Kiana. Tough rebound for Scout Ridout. Puts up a shot, and they're going to call a foul and a push.
I think it's going to be on Heitman. And that all comes
it
with...
It will be on Kinsley Bowie, and I believe...
Okay.
Oh, that's 4 on her. I thought she had 4 already, but that will be number 4 on Kinsley Bowie.
And that's all because on the shot she looked up. And she didn't go and box out Scout Ridout, and she got in front of her and picked up a foul because of it.
Ridout at the line for 2, misses the front half. Here's the second, and that one no good. Hildebrand with the rebound. South Tama just 1 of 4 in the second half of the free throw line.
Yeah, this would be a much different game if they would have hit their free throws.
Free throw line jumper, uses the glass, no good for Johnson. Ridout with the rebound and the run out. Pushing the issue. Hildebrand with a block inside. It will stay with the Trojans, but a good defensive play by the senior, Ian Heitman.
Man, if you had 12 Scout Ridouts, just with that, just the hustle and energy she plays with, you'd be doing all right.
And now Jansen ties up at a foul on the inbound to Scout Ridout.
And why? And that's that whole thing is a why.
First foul of the night. Why not? You got to get
just
one in the column.
Fun.
You got to get one in the column, Dylan. That was always my motto playing basketball. You got 5, you might as well use them all. 3 is off the front of the iron by Holla. Jansen gets the clear out, now gets it to Heitman at the midcourt stripe. Drives left, kicks out, Hildebrand. Extra pass to Amara Johnson, fakes the 3, feeds it behind to Bowie. Now right wing over to Jansen. Posting up is Heitman on the right block. Feeds it back out to Jansen. She'll drive baseline. Bowie. Now Hildebrand. Good ball movement. Got to drive in. Here goes Johnson. Shots off the right side of the iron. And Ridout with the rebound. Good ball movement.
Great swing, cross-court swing, and then Morgan allowed it to kind of stick in her hands. Got to get that one more swing.
Ridout from straight on. The 3 is no good. Ridout, the other one, will get the rebound of the putback as Riley Ridout picks up the bucket. She didn't have any points in the first half. She has 6 here in the second. Cuts it to a 7-point game.
And Frankie Long's coming back up. This is all credit to the Trojans.
Free throw line, Heitman has it, gets it back to Hildebrand. Shot is well off the mark, could have been a foul. Back to Hildebrand, extra pass, Bowie, can she hit it? No, looking for her second 3 of the night, it is no good. And a tie up down low, I believe a foul's going to be on Millie Heitman.
And I will tell you, Coach Murphy is pretty frustrated. As we've seen 3 or 4 different drives, clear hit, getting hit, and it's just not called.
Morgan Hildebrand checks out as Frankie Long is back into the game. Just about 5 minutes to go inside the Roundhouse on the season tip-off tonight. Been a rough one for both squads offensively. Bowie lets Ridout drive right past her, but the free throw line jumper was tipped. Heitman comes away with it.
That's all
into
on her
Frankie
forearm.
Long. Frankie Long was pushed as well as Heitman. Heitman not happy. And now hitting the deck is Kinsley Bowie. And a foul's going to be on Diane Kiana. That'll be her second of the night. 26-19, Bobcats with the lead. But, boy, very physical here tonight.
And you see a tackle, and like, this is ridiculous.
That one was called, Dylan. And a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. 4:48 to go inside the Roundhouse on KFJB-TV.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
I'm Kinsley Bowie, and you're watching Bobcat basketball on KFJB-TV.
7-point game, 4:48 to go, fourth quarter. Head coach Brian Murphy talking up his team in the huddle right now. It's been one of those things where it's been a frustrating night for the Bobcats, but you got to play through it, right?
And they do have that 7-point lead. Yeah, it's where you can't allow it to overwhelm you. You've got to be able to execute late. And, Frankie's been able to play effectively here in the second half with those 4 fouls. We haven't been able to shoot it real well, yet we've only given up 19 points. A lot of that is some missed free throw opportunities for South Tama.
Heitman cutting out to the right wing, and it's off of her knee. And out of bounds into the Bobcat bench. A turnover back to the Trojans with 7-point lead, like you mentioned, Dylan, with 4:41 to go.
The bounce pass has not been our friend here tonight.
Left wing, Kiana has it. Near side corner to Holla. Dump it into Redout. Turnaround, jumpers blocked by Frankie Long. Heitman will control. Into the front court. Frankie Long posting up down there on the right block. And they draw Ridout off of Frankie Long, but the pass is off the mark. Gets intercepted by Scout Ridout. Up court. Boy, hanging out in the left block is Kiana with a bucket. Her first field goal of the night. She has 5. Cuts it to a 5-point game. It's the thing, you keep letting the Trojans hang around. There's still plenty of time with 3:43 to go. Johnson misses inside. The Bobcats can't find a bucket. Over 4 minutes here in the fourth quarter, and they have not found the net.
Yeah, they really, after that 13 points in the first quarter, have scored 13 points the rest of the game. And that's an offensive foul. They call it travel.
Scout Redout kind of leaning into the pressure there. 3:22 remaining. If we do have a tie-up, we've had a ton of jump balls here tonight. Possession arrow is with the Bobcats.
Yeah.
And we'll take a timeout. Timeout by head coach Brian Murphy. We'll take it with him. 26-21, Bobcats lead.
Fall is officially delicious at your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. Try the all-new maple cookie shake, sweet, creamy, or dive into the ultimate duo, the Oreo Reese's Blizzard Treat. 2 icons, 1 cup, pure magic. Craving pumpkin spice everything? The Pumpkin Pie Blizzard Treat is back, loaded with real pumpkin pie pieces and topped with whipped cream and nutmeg. Or keep the summer vibes going with the Choco Dip Strawberry Blizzard Treat. A vacation in every bite. Hurry in. These fall flavors won't last forever. Happy tastes good at your Marshalltown Dairy Queens.
I'm Millie Heitman. You're watching KFJB-TV.
26-21, 3:22 to go in the fourth quarter. Bobcats a year ago win 9-14. They opened the season with a 52-49 win over South Tama. Not going to probably get to that mark here tonight, as we've been a low-scoring affair. Both teams have missed a ton of shots and free throws. The Bobcats are looking to close this one out here tonight and get a victory, as the Bobcats called the timeout right there by seventh-year head man Brian Murphy. Bowie stopped up top, and she gets it to Heitman. And now foul's going to be called. Maddie Boriski was guarding Millie Heitman, who was trying to back her way down into the paint.
And defensively, what South Tama does well, even when they're playing behind, Frankie, they pressure the ball really well to make the pass on the inside difficult, but you still a quick look back.
Back near side, they went to Hildebrand for the 3, and now a travel is going to be called as Maddie Boriski got tied up there, travels with the basketball, and it's back to the Cats with under 3 minutes to go. But the Bobcats had a good offensive look there with Hildebrand. She inbounded and then got the basketball right back, but she has not been able to connect tonight. She's not scored a three so far tonight. And Frankie Long hitting the deck. There was some contact, but losing the basketball on the baseline. It's back to the Trojans.
And there's going to have to, on that little pick and roll or where Millie's going to have to ball fake that, because there seems every time she passes it, there's a South Tama. They called a timeout there.
Timeout, okay. I thought we were going to see a foul on that, but there was a clean block by Frankie Long. But before the shot, a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
We do more than just t-shirts and hoodies. Check with Adlet Engraving and Screen Print for awards, lasered items, embroidery, and of course, imprinted apparel. 307 Riverside, right here in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
Back inside the Roundhouse as the opening night of the high school basketball season for Marshalltown, leading by 5 with 2:40 to go in the fourth quarter. And South Tama with the timeout moment ago. They will have the basketball on the left side of your TV screen here on KFJB-TV. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to KFJB-TV. We appreciate your support. Turn on those alerts so you don't miss any upcoming action here on KFJB-TV. A miss inside by Riley Ridout. She got the miss and the putback, but it was no good. And the Bobcats in a big need of a bucket here, as they have not scored in the fourth quarter so far. Amara Johnson drives in, uses the glass too strong. Ball bouncing around. Frankie Long comes away with it. She's being held up, and they're going to call a foul, as I believe that's going to be on Kiana as she hit the deck, getting tied up with Frankie Long.
Yeah. I'll give it to her. She put your nose in there, and she does not back up. She does not take any back.
I mean, Frankie had it all the way.
Yeah, yes.
So Bobcat basketball as Hildebrand will look to inbound. And the bounce pass into Frankie Long goes up, but can't get a good shot off, and a tie up down low in the paint. Jump ball position arrow with the Cats with 2:09 to go. So they'll keep the basketball.
And that's a really easy inbounds play that they did. Just a nice back pick for Frankie. Going back to it again.
It's tied up down low, and a jump ball back to the Trojans.
The bounce pass is killing us. And it's because the bounce pass comes in at Frankie's knees, is that quick chest pass.
Trojans into the front court with Scout Ridout. And a late pass, now a tie-up position arrow with the Bobcats. Heitman wins it back.
It's becoming a crisscross concert. It's all about jump, man. It really is.
We're on a record pace for jump balls.
Yes, I think we are.
Mara Johnson across the timeline, looking to her right. Bounce pass over to Heitman. Gets a screen from Long. Pick and roll is not there. It's tipped away. And Scout Ridout was all over Frankie Long. It's last touched by, I believe, the other Ridout, and Riley Ridout.
Frankie would have 60 points if the perimeter defender wasn't so good at pressuring the ball. They make sure that there's nothing clean. Kudos again to South Tama.
Bowie gets the inbound. Over to Heitman, and she is bumped by Scout Ridout.
And that'll be a 4th team foul on South Tama.
Hildebrand to inbound again. And I believe there's going to be a hold on the inbound, and that'll be the 5th foul on the Trojans, and the Bobcats will go to the line. Kiana with the foul. And that's her 5th. I was going to say, believe that is Kiana's 5th, and it is. She is out.
Yeah. And
that is number 5 on the Trojans. So Bobcats are shooting 2 the rest of the way here with 91 seconds to go. And Kinsley Bowie with the Bobcats' first made point of the 4th quarter.
South Tama signaling for a timeout.
So 27-21. Kinsley Bowie will be at the line when we come back. Things getting tight late in the Roundhouse.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
(27-21), 1:31 to go in the 4th quarter. Bobcats at the free throw line out of the timeout by the Trojans. Kinsley Bowie knocked down her first free throw of the night, and she'll have one more to come here. She was fouled away from the basketball on the inbound play on Kiana. I believe that was just 4th on Kiana, where they were signaling 5 to make sure they sent the Bobcats to the line. And Bowie with a couple of huge free throws here in the 4th quarter to extend it back out to a 7-point game. Scout Ridout hits the deck, loses the basketball. A tie-up jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it with the Trojans.
They're going to earn a bit of that break. It hasn't always been pretty, but they're going to have bruises saying they played this basketball game tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Ridout inbounds to Capeyu. Jumper, not a 3. It's just inside the line from the left wing. And Jansen got the rebound, clears it out to Bowie up the far side. And a hesitation move and a timeout. Timeout called with 1:10 to go in the 4th quarter. Bobcats looking to close it out and start the season 1-0 when we come back. This is Bobcat basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
Athletics and activities have so many positive effects, from learning how to build relationships and healthy lifestyles,
and gain self-esteem and confidence.
Make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
Well, our season tip-off here tonight. Sometimes you got to win ugly, Dylan, and right now that's the Bobcats, 28-21. They have the lead.
Yeah, winning ugly is always better than losing pretty. And so far, it looked like they had flow early in this ball game. And to South Tama's credit, they made it gritty. They made you earn every square inch. And the Cats have done just enough to hold on to this lead, and a lot of it's that defense. They've given up 21 points. You're not going to lose many games giving up 21 points.
Heitman gets the inbounds after the timeout, the last timeout of the game for the Bobcats. Trojans just have one remaining with 60 seconds to go. Heitman way out high. And a reach-in foul is going to be called on Holla. And that will send Heitman to the line for 2.
Now with Frankie having those 4 fouls, they're kind of mix and matching who they're going to bring in, who they're taking out. So she'll check in for the defensive side.
First free throw is good by Heitman as she'll rattle it home. First free throw of the night tonight for Heitman. A year ago at the line, a 49% free throw shooter. That's one angle that, the Bobcats will have to be much better to compete in the Iowa Alliance than 44% as a team a year ago. Heitman splits him at the line. 8-point game, 29-21. Scout right out into the front court. A 3 from straight on is no good by Kiana. Ridout with a rebound. Kiana, the right high post jumper's no good. Out to Scout Ridout from straight on. That one no good. And finally Jansen hauls away with a rebound. 29-21. Frankie Long. Bobcats will look to dwindle this one down. There's a 1-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock as Kiana will reach in on Georgia Jansen. That will send her to the line for 2 free throws. So far tonight for Georgia Jansen, she is 3 of 4 at the charity stripe. And that is the 5th now on Kiana. And so her night is done as she ends up with 5 points for the Trojans.
And you can see just even the emotion as they come off. Those South Tama girls put 110% on the court here tonight.
First one for Georgia Jansen's off the front of the iron.
Yeah, you'd love to see if the Cats could shoot 60% from the foul line this year. Those are a hidden 4, 5, 6 points that make a difference.
Second one for Jansen, rims out, no good. Left side misses. Trojans come away with the rebound. Feed into Ridout. The right block, she is triple team, knocked away. It'll stay with the Trojans with 12 seconds. Morgan Hildebrand, as the ball went out of play, will check back into the game for Frankie Long. Capeyu straight on 3, top of the keys, no good. Amara Johnson tried for the rebound, as well as Georgia Jansen. And finally, the Trojans come up with it with Krosky, but throw it away and a reach-in foul on Capeyu. And more free throws with 3.5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter for the Cats.
Gives Millie a chance to get some free throws to pad her scoring totals. She hits both. She'll tie Frankie with 8 points for the game high.
Yeah, the first one is good for Heitman. 2 of 3 at the stripe. And she'll finish the night with 7 points. Final seconds, tip off, and that will do it. Final score, 30-21. It was not pretty, as we mentioned, but the Bobcats get the job done. Meanwhile, fourth quarter was looking a little bit rough, but the Bobcats finish out strong at the free throw line and have come up with 4 free throws made to close this one out and get a 30-21 victory. Coming up is the locker room report. We'll chat with head coach Brian Murphy. Also, we will go over our final stats and get a scoreboard update. That is straight ahead on the locker room report. Bobcats 1-0 on the season with a 30-21 victory as they take down the South Tama Trojans right here on KFJB-TV.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit VisionSource-MarshalltownEyeCare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
Good call tonight, man. You too? You think what I'm thinking?
Let's go to Legends for a Bobcat burger.
Hi guys, what are we hungry for today?
I think we're going to do 2 Bobcat burgers. Whether it's pre-game or post-game.
Or during the game, it's Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Looking for a financial partner that puts you first? At Lennox Employees Credit Union, we're more than just a place to bank. We're part of your team. From low-interest loans and great savings rates to personalized service you can trust, we're here to help you reach your goals. Join the credit union that understands what matters most, because we're built by employees for employees. Stop by Lennox Employees Credit Union today at 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, or visit lennoxecu.com to get started. Lennox Employees Credit Union, where your success is our mission. Member NCUA.
KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome into the Locker Room Report here on KFJB-TV. 30-21, the final score up on the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard. Let's go over our final stat line tonight. 8 points for Frankie Long to lead the way, 7 for Millie Heitman, 3 for Georgia Jansen, 5 for Kinsley Bowie, and Amara Johnson with 6. Not a great offensive night, but still come away with the victory, go to 1-0 on the season. I thought there was some good things. I love the intensity early on. I thought the defense played pretty well throughout the night. Rebounding was a little suspect at times, and boy, the Bobcats could just not knock down an open shot, and you feel like as the season goes along, that shooting form will get much better. You know, they've just been practicing against themselves, and things can really change in the first couple of weeks of the basketball season.
Yeah, you go with the positives quickly. As Kinsley Bowie on the defensive end, I thought she really showed out tonight. I loved her effort. I think she's a big X factor. At points in her career up and down, but if she can play defensively that way and knock down a big shot here and there, she's a big deal. I think one of the things we saw in the rebounding that really came out of the foul trouble, once the bigs were in foul trouble, they didn't play that man-to-man defense. They went to a zone, and at no point could the Cats figure out how to box out in the 1-3-1 trap half court or in the 2-3. They just could not figure out how to get that backside defender and find the rump in their gut to box them out. So that just kind of precipitated everything else. The fouls picked up, and then so did the offensive rebounds for South Tama.
Kezia Capeyu finishes with 5 for the Trojans. Scout Ridout with 4, 6 for Riley Ridout, and Diane Kiana with 5 here tonight for the Trojans. Again, 30-21, our final score inside the Roundhouse. Bobcats start 1-0 on the season. They'll have a week off, and they'll travel to take on Lincoln, which, Lincoln always has a way of finding. They're just another tough, scrappy team, so this will be a good week off here to work and correct some things.
Yeah, go back in time to the original Roundhouse, the old school Roundhouse down in Lincoln.
Yeah, that is for sure. Coming up, our post-game chat with head coach Brian Murphy, as well as a scoreboard update on the opening night of the high school basketball season. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. Quality furniture for every room in your home. Sandvik Enterprises of Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you. Scooters of Marshalltown. Amazing people, amazing drinks. Members First Community Credit Union. Financially empowering Central Iowa. And Sports Plus. SportsPlusTherapy.com.
Welcome back in. I'm here with Coach Brian Murphy. 30-21, ugly win, better than a pretty loss every single time. But it seemed when you came out tonight, Frankie got a couple quick buckets right in front of the rim. Really seemed to try to get her going early. What was the plan going into the game?
Honestly, we were expecting them to pack the paint, and so when they didn't to start the game, we felt like it was an opportunity we had to take advantage of. And so we like you said, we got some early easy ones, which was the goal, and then trying to open things up for other people. And some tired legs and shooting, and I saw a lot of shots I expect to go in later in the season. But overall, like you said, a win is a win.
Yeah, it definitely looked like. It seems like sometimes that shot is the last thing to get game ready. But as you looked at the team overall, that first quarter, 13 points, rest of the game 17 points. What did you see kind of be the shift in the offense that lagged down a little bit late?
Like I said, I think tired legs did a lot of work. Honestly, if we get one or two of those threes to drop, anytime Morgan, Kinsley, Millie, if they have an open look, that shot's going down a lot more often than it misses. And, once, I think if we'd gotten settled in and saw a couple more go down, it would have opened things up. And they were allowed to pack the paint again because they didn't feel that outside threat. So I think that kind of bogged us down a little bit early. And obviously, as our legs got tired again, some of that transition disappeared as well. So, but those are things as the season goes on, we expect to improve and only up from here.
And you look at the South Tama team, they did a couple things. They were able to rebound much better than I thought, but I think some of that having to go to zone. But they also really pressed the basketball perimeter to make it difficult to get in. What can you say about this Trojan ball club?
Yeah, they've continued to grow. They were very freshman-heavy last year, so now as sophomores, you can see the improvement coming. And I think one of the things that they exposed with us is we need to be a lot more patient on offense where, we had that initial step, but our eyes aren't getting up early enough. And, those are one of those things that, during practice, sometimes that discipline isn't as strong in our defense, and it takes a game-like situation to make that clear. So that's something we'll need to work on, and credit them for making us recognize that.
Yeah, it's always great to learn lessons after a win. You're now 7 days away from Lincoln. You get the holiday in between. How do you as a coach manage that and make sure your kids go have a good Thanksgiving but also get ready for Lincoln?
Well, unfortunately, it means not a lot of days off. So we'll give them Thanksgiving off, but we'll be in tomorrow to lift, get some shots up. We're scheduled to do a scrimmage in Nevada, but weather maybe not going to cooperate there. So, we'll see. And this is kind of traditionally, we always have those 3 games coming back from Thanksgiving. And at this point, it's just kind of the way it is. And we were joking in the locker room that at this point, it's tradition to start the year with a weird South Tama game. And so far, we're continuing.
Well, here's to a weird South Tama win. Coach, good luck next week. We'll be around to see Lincoln next week, next Tuesday, and more Bobcat basketball here to come. Thank you very much. Back to you, Brandon.
All right, thanks, Dylan. Yeah, everybody, let's get weird. That is for sure. It is time for our KFJB-TV Athletes of the Week, all presented by Opa Grill of Marshalltown. Greek and traditional favorites, all you have to say is Opa. And, of course, our male and female Athletes of the Week, also brought to you by Adlin Engraving and Screen Print, as we also award T-shirts. Coming up next week, we will unveil our first winter edition Athletes of the Week, as we look forward to doing that. All male and female Athletes of the Week receive receive a $25 gift certificate to OPA and a T-shirt from Adlin Engraving and Screen Print in Marshalltown. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Come to Opa Grill in Marshalltown for made fresh family recipes handed down for generations. Treat yourself to gyros, pasticcio, Italian pasta dishes, burgers, salmon, homemade soups, and fresh salads. Enjoy a nice glass of wine or a cold glass of beer. Opa Grill has a great variety of American, Greek, and Italian dishes. Something to make everyone in your party say Opa. Open 11 to 8 Monday through Friday, 11 to 3 Saturday, closed Sundays. At the corner of Boone and Center Streets in Marshalltown. DoorDash delivery available. Opa.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Back in on the Locker Room Report here on KFJB-TV. Our transportation for today's game, all provided by Carl Auto Group in Marshalltown. Carl is your dealer for life. Now time for a scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank. We got any finals out there, Dylan?
Yeah, and a future matchup, Newton Cardinals take on Sheraton. They win 49-33, and that was on the road. The big 6-7 matchup, Iowa City West 56, Waukee 50. And then we've already said the Carlisle defeated PCM 65-29, another top 10 matchup. And Des Moines Christian beats ADM in a close one. Number 4 Des Moines Christian wins 59-55.
Scoreboard update all brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what they can do for you. Again, locations in Ames State Center and in West Des Moines. We'll wrap things up from inside the Roundhouse as the Bobcats defeat the Trojans 30-21 right here on Your Home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by State Farm, Tyler Pichong Agency, mtownproud.com, Wayward Social, the place for bowling, games, food, and more. Van Wyck Wood Builders, storage sheds, garages, and more. And Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, helping you pursue your financial goals.
Well, the Bobcats start out the season with a 30-21 victory at home against the South Tama Trojans, and they'll be back at action coming up next Tuesday night as the boys basketball season will also get going. Our bonus coverage will start at 7 o'clock. We'll finish out the girls' game with full coverage of boys basketball. Coming up next Tuesday night on the road is Marshalltown and Lincoln. Always a good matchup, especially on the boys basketball side. We've seen some great games between those two teams.
Yeah, it's always a fun atmosphere. We call it the older. It is an old roundhouse, but it's awesome. It feels like you're almost stepping into Hoosiers. It really is fun, and we get to climb a bunch of stairs, but we have a great view when we get up there. But it's always one of my favorite trips.
Yeah, that is for sure. Thanks so much to our KFJB-TV crew, our opening night tip-off here tonight. Our producer, David Braga, Deegan Grant, Keith Stewart on camera coverage. And for Dylan Does, I'm Brandon Lewis. You've been watching Marshalltown Bobcat basketball. 30-21, the final score as the girls open up the season 1-0. This is your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Today's game on KFJB-TV is sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, Atland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors, Members First Community Credit Union, Van Wyck Wood Builders,